Hi, welcome to McKillop Library. In this video, we'll demonstrate a basic keyword search in the EBSCO database CINAHL Complete. We'll also take a look at some of the specialized filtering tools in CINAHL, and finally, look at the options available for accessing the full text of the articles you want to use. All right, let's get started. Let's begin on the library's homepage, which you can get to by Googling McKillop Library or by typing library.salve.edu. You always want to access CINAHL through the library's portal to make sure that you're able to see all the content that the library purchases through its subscriptions. Notice this single search window on the homepage, and the tabs above it tell you what type of format you're searching. The default is always going to be books. If you tab over to articles, you'll see this message in the search window. Find articles in select EBSCO databases. EBSCO is a vendor that provides access to thousands of journals through its various databases. We subscribe to more than 65 databases from this vendor. And this tool searches multiple EBSCO databases all at the same time. However, we also subscribe to more than 100 databases from other vendors, which are listed below. ProQuest, JSTOR, ScienceDirect, and so on. You can search these by clicking on the vendor name. Searching multiple databases simultaneously can be helpful when you're doing broad research on an issue and you want viewpoints from many academic disciplines. But when you want to focus on specific literature from the healthcare field, it's better to select databases separately so that you can access those special filtering tools that I mentioned. Let's look at a simpler way for you to get to databases targeted at nursing research. From the library homepage, let's go down to this blue button right here, Databases A to Z. As you can see, we subscribe to over 190 databases from these various vendors. And over on the right side of the page, you'll see a list of subjects sorted alphabetically. So when you select nursing, you'll be shown a curated list of library databases that will best support your research on topics in the field of nursing. From this page, you can also select other healthcare-related databases to see what's available. In this tutorial, we'll focus on CINAHL Complete. Okay, so we're starting out with a basic keyword search, and I want to demonstrate how the types of words that you use in the search boxes really do impact your results. And so it's a good idea to experiment with the keywords that you use and see how it impacts the results. So I'm thinking about the topic catheter-related infections. So I'm going to type that into the search box. And if I hit search at this point, I'm going to get far more results than I want to work with. So I want to go back up to the advanced search box, and I'm going to add elderly into my search. Now, there are sometimes some suggestions for search terms, and I could use this elderly or aged or older or elder or geriatric just because different articles might use different terms. So I can try that. All right, so that impacted my results considerably. And so let's just take a look at some of these results. I can see that my keywords are appearing in the title. There's catheter and there's infection, but I don't see anything about elderly in the title. So here's where I want to look down at the subjects that are have been assigned to this article to describe the content. And if I click on 35 more, this just shows all the subjects that are being used to describe this article. And it is picking up on the keyword aged, but it's using it in a lot of different ways. So middle age, aged, male, female, and then adult 19 to 44 years, which is not elderly, in my opinion. Okay, in this title, I do see catheter related, and if I open up and look at the subjects, I do see age 65 years plus. So that one might be one that I want to look at. And here in this third article, I see 65 years plus, but I don't see like elderly, beyond 65 years, like 80 plus. Haven't seen that yet. So in this next article, I'll click open the subject. Okay, so here we have, in this title, reducing catheter-associated urinary tract infection. We do have age 65 plus years, aged 80 and over. So this one looks like it's focusing a little more on that specific population. So I might want to go back up here to my search results on the advanced search and maybe take the word aged out, aged, because it's using this keyword in ways that are not specifically helpful. These words, these keywords here, elderly, older, elder, or geriatric, are a little more specific. So if I run that search again, look at this. Now I'm down to 264 results, and I'm seeing the word elderly appear in the title, which might also make this more relevant. If I look at the subjects, we do see aged 80 and over, 65 plus years. So this is much more targeted to my study population. Same thing with geriatric hip fracture population. If I click open the subjects here, I'm not seeing age 19 to 44. I'm seeing these elder populations. Okay, so really the keywords do matter, and so you can experiment with those a little bit and see how they impact your results. Now let's talk about some of those specialized filters that CINAHL provides. All right, as we start scrolling down the page, one of them that's unique to CINAHL is this evidence-based practice. So this might be a filter that could be useful for you. These two here are also unique. First author is a nurse and any author is a nurse. So if you wanted to look at research where a nurse was part of a research team, this could be a way of filtering the results. I'm going to add that. And always we do want to keep our research in current, and so selecting the past 5 years is a good strategy. Okay, so I've got two specialized filters right now, or I'm sorry, just one. Any author is a nurse, and I'm going to see how this impacts my results. No results. So of those 264, we don't have any in which a nurse was part of the research team and included in the report. So now I need to go back and remove that filter. But I do have another way that I can focus in on nursing research. We have a journal subset in CINAHL, and you can select core nursing or nursing journals. So we may not have nurses as authors on this topic of catheter-related infections in elderly, but we can search specifically in nursing journals. And that brings me to 23 results. Okay, we are seeing some duplication in our results before. It's just that now we've added that limiter of nursing journals. So now I want to look at how to access the full text of these articles. For this one, when I click on the article title, I can see that I can access the PDF. Before I look at pursuing the article, I do want to read the abstract to make sure that it's relevant to my research. And if it's not, then I go back to my results list and look at the next one. So here we've got a retraining program undergoing peritoneal dialysis. We do have catheter-related infections in the subject, so I can click on the title, read the abstract, see if it's relevant to my research. And we do have a randomized controlled trial here. So if this is something I wanted to access, then I want to look at my options. Now I don't see Find PDF here. This tool has two purposes. The first thing it's going to do is when I click it, it's going to search all of the databases that McKillop Library subscribes to see if this journal is available full text in another database that's not EBSCO. It might find it in Science Direct. It might find it in ProQuest. It might find it in PubMed. So that's the first thing it will do. If it doesn't find it in there, it will prompt me to request the item through interlibrary loan. So let's click the function here. All right, so here we don't have this available full text in one of our databases, but it does give us immediate access to an interlibrary loan request. This is a service that McKillop Library provides. We staff our interlibrary loan desk 7 days a week. So when you request an article through interlibrary loan, you can usually get a copy of that full text article in 24 to 48 hours. Once you submit this request, we have all the information that we need, which includes the article title, the author, the type, the name of the journal, the volume number, the issue number, all those specifics that we need in order to locate the article in another library. And then we will email you a copy of the article with a password that you can apply to access the article and then download it to your computer. So this is a really important service to make use of when you're searching CINAHL, because we're not necessarily going to have full text access to everything in the database. So you'll either see an access now, or you'll see a access options in which you'll see if it's available in another database or whether you're prompted to request through interlibrary loan. So this is setting up a basic keyword search in CINAHL and applying some of those specialized filters. And you can play around with these filters to see which ones provide you the most specific results for your research.